Today, we've got a special guest. We have Judi Faas from the American Red Cross. The reason we have her on as our first episode of the Season 2 is that Judi and the Red Cross, along with Waterloo Fire Rescue, are going to be promoting the 9/11 Never Forget Blood Drive. Judi, I'm glad you made some time in.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're a tough person to get a hold of sometimes. I don't know if you've ever been told that or not. I caught the point a little bit ago when you said I made sure all my phones were off. I'm like, oh, having more than one phone sounds disgusting.
Well, we're very busy, and summer's a busy time for us. Well, every time's a busy time, but the summer especially.
Right.
So.
Well, the Red Cross it's so big at this point. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of the Red Cross and where it's at right now?
Yes, it was founded by Clara Barton in 1881. So we've been around for a long time, and we actually were the first blood center that created the idea of blood collection, and that happened in the 1940s. So you kind of think World War II, that's when we started thinking we needed to start collecting blood from donors. So. And we are across the United States. It's the American Red Cross, so there's Red Crosses in other countries. And anyone who's traveled may have seen another Red Cross. I'm a traveler, so I saw the Red Cross in Croatia when I was there. I saw the Red Cross in Mexico when I was there. I have relatives in Norway. They send me a little picture of the Norwegian Red Cross. So there are other countries that have Red Crosses. So.
Right. What a great organization that
Yeah.
is. How did you get involved? What made you decide to get into the Red Cross?
I love their mission. I went back to college late in life, and instead of doing accounting, which was in my past, I wanted to do something to help people and leave a footprint of good. And the Red Cross is one of the great nonprofits that we have in the United States. So I'm really happy to work with them and work for them.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to UNI.
Oh, me too.
Yep.
Awesome.
Panthers all the way.
Yep. Where did you grow up? Are you local to here, or where'd you grow up?
I am. I grew up in Waterloo and went to West High. I lived in Cedar Rapids for a little bit before I was married, and then married my husband and came back here and raised a family. So.
Awesome. What's your degree in?
It's in human services. It's in management and emphasis in nonprofits.
So you talked a moment ago about being in accounting. Do you have an accounting degree as well?
No.
No. You just happen to fall into that.
I guess I'm just really good at organizing numbers. So that's where all my jobs have led me. So bookkeeping, before computers even.
There's bookkeeping before computers?
There was.
My middle son, Colin, just graduated from Luther with an accounting degree. So, yeah, he and his mother talk about numbers in a way that I just try to go read a book or find something to smash with a hammer, and we get along just fine.
Yeah, I was ready for a change.
Yeah, I bet. So what other things, and tell the viewers or tell the listeners, what are some of the other things that the Red Cross does other than just blood drives?
Yeah, so we have many branches. So we have service to the armed forces. And I would say the first month I was with the Red Cross, I unfortunately had to go to a funeral. And there was a grandson in a military uniform. And the grandma, who I knew, walked up to me and said, if it wasn't for the Red Cross, our grandson wouldn't have made it home to this funeral. He helped get him. They helped get him home.
Right.
So that's an example of what we do. We support military families and military. We have a great number of volunteers at the VA hospitals, and we do support the VA hospitals with our blood donations. And then we have, of course, education. So Red Cross Life Saving, Red Cross Babysitter, CPR. And then, of course, we have disaster management, which we have people on the ground in Kentucky right now.
Yep.
And of course, blood services.
Right. And I would imagine the two main ones that people recognize the Red Cross for is one, the blood donations, but two, also the disaster relief.
Yes.
The disaster relief isn't just for things like Kentucky, though, or major natural disasters. One of the things that Waterloo utilizes the Red Cross for is when there's a house fire, if the family is displaced, we can get them in contact immediately with the Red Cross, and they can start that stopgap process of getting them someplace to sleep tonight, getting them some clothes on their back today. That I think I've had several fires as a battalion chief where the family has contacted me back on how great the Red Cross treated them and how important it was to them to get their life back in order.
Home fires are one of the things that disaster services, I think it's their number one thing they respond to.
Is it?
Or close to
Right.
it. Of course, I work in biomed, so I don't have all the stats on all the
Right.
other branches that we have, but I sit in on those meetings, and I know that that's one of the things that we get the most statistics on. So it's not just the tornadoes that go through Iowa and other states or the floods. It is those home fires.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about what you do know. Let's talk about the blood drive aspect of it. When a person gives a unit of blood, what most likely happens to that unit of blood?
Okay, so they will donate a unit of blood. There are two types of donations that we have at blood drives. One is they can donate whole blood, or they can donate a power red. And sometimes people call it a double. So with the whole blood donation, it goes to, it's trucked to Madison, Wisconsin right after the blood drive, and that's where our regional center is for testing and processing. It's put in a centrifuge, and if you notice when you donate, there's other bags attached to the bag you're donating. It's centrifuged, and then it separates into the three components of blood, which are red cells, plasma, and platelets. And then at the same time, those tubes that are taken are sent to testing, and it's being tested, and then it's banked once it's centrifuged and separated. So the red cells have a 42-day shelf life. Plasma can be frozen for up to a year, and then platelets only have a 5-day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was unaware it was that short as well.
The most used component of blood is the red cells. So when you say somebody needs a transfusion, they're getting a transfusion of the red cells. It's
Right.
not that whole bag of blood that we collect.
Right.
So with the power red, the person has a smaller needle, and the blood goes through a machine. So the blood is collected, and through that machine, the red cells are extracted, and then we actually get a whole bag of red cells. That's why it's sometimes called a double. And then the donor is given back their plasma with some saline, so they're rehydrated. There's less volume of liquid taken out of your body that way. And we have certain blood types that we do that collection on, and that's both the O's and then the A and B negative.
Why those?
Well, O negative is a universal donor, so those red cells can be transfused to any blood type, a person with any blood type. If you have a life flight helicopter, if you see that, they're going to have O negative blood packed, ready to give somebody in an emergency situation. Oftentimes, if you're A positive, you can give to A and B positive.
Okay.
So that's an example. Plasma and platelets are a different bird. We have a separate biomed section for platelets, and we collect platelets at different areas.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a universal platelet type. And like I said, plasma is the least needed component of blood to be transfused to patients. For instance, like an accident victim can use 4 to 100 units of blood when they come in. So if you think that's a lot of units of red cells. And then cancer leukemia treatments, 10 to 20 units of red cells, sometimes per treatment. And they'll also use platelets a lot, 10 to 50, they figure, during the course of their cancer treatment. There's some good examples for you. Almost everyone, when I go into high schools and talk, or JCs or community groups, and I ask how many of you know someone who has had cancer, most everyone can raise their hand. So it's impactful when you realize that what you're donating is helping a cancer patient.
Right.
About 25% of the blood we collect goes to help patients undergoing cancer treatment.
And that's cancer prevention, cancer awareness is a fairly touchy subject for firefighters in particular, simply because we have such a higher rate of getting a cancer through our career path. I don't think a lot of people think of that, though, is you think of radiation, you think of chemo, but you don't think that they need those blood transfusions as well, just to stay as healthy as they can.
Well, the cancer treatments deplete a lot of things in your body, and one of them is I've known several people who have gone through treatments, and they know when they need a transfusion, and they feel better after the transfusion. So I did in honor of drive a few years ago for a young lady that was about 12 or 13, and her mom said at the time of the blood drive she had had 117 units of blood products.
Wow.
In her treatment. So
And
it's a lot.
And I think one donor can only give 1 unit at a time.
Yes.
Outside of possibly
and every
the power
56 days. So
Yeah. It doesn't take long to deplete a bank with those types of those patients, and they're the absolute ones that need it the most.
And I talked about the summer being so busy. The summer has been a little bit different than the past two. During COVID, we had donors come out in droves. Really, really positive. This year, they're taking all those vacations that they didn't get to take the last 2 years, so it's not top of mind for them.
Right.
And we've had a 20% drop in donations this summer.
That's really interesting. That was literally my next thing I wanted to talk about is life before and life after COVID when it comes to blood donation. Did you see an increase at all with COVID? And what I'm thinking of is, we'll tie back into it with the 9/11, is I remember on September 12th, 2001, to donate blood, you had to wait in line over an hour because that was one thing people knew they could do to help. That sense of togetherness. I don't know if I personally saw it with COVID, maybe because it was more of a slow burn as opposed to an immediate reaction. What were the numbers like during 2020, 2021 as far as blood drives?
Well, I can't give you exact numbers, but I can tell you that personally at the drives that I run, annually, some drives I run every other month with the counts. Some of them had a increase during COVID, and they've kept that increase, but most have seen probably about that 20% drop.
Really?
So back to, I say back to pre-COVID collections.
So what do we need to do to get up there again?
I just think we need to really ask that 20, 30, 40 age group to really come out and donate. It's so meaningful when we donate, and we do have some great tools for donors. We have an app that tracks your health history, your blood pressure, and all those things that we take in our health history, that mini physical. It also gives the donor a timeline. Your blood is being tested, your blood is in storage, your blood has gone to, and it will tell you the hospital.
Awesome.
So it's really meaningful. I love when I get that email or see it in my app what hospital I went to, because you know that you helped to save a life.
That adds a personal aspect to it of, it's not just they took it and I don't know what happened to it. It's a little more eye-opening that this is occurring right now because you gave blood.
Yes, I just found it really meaningful.
Yeah. We'll check the show notes. I'll make sure I have the ability to get to that app in there along with all the other information on how to give. Who can't give blood?
Who can't?
Who can't?
Okay, there would be some medications that people would take that would defer them. I have donors that are in their 90s that still donate. They're still healthy, well, they're not on any blood thinners.
Blood thinner's probably the big one, right? You
blood
can't be
thinners would be the big one.
And blood thinners are Warfarin, Coumadin. You're going to know if you're on a blood thinner.
And we do have a list on our website. You go to the website, redcrossblood.org, and then eligibility, and it will give a list of medications and things that would defer you. So the FDA makes those rules about what defers a person, and there really aren't a lot of reasons that you'd be deferred. It'd be medications, some travel. You would be deferred for a while. Some medications might not be a deferral forever, but just for a while.
Pregnant women can give?
That's something they need to check with their doctor.
Okay.
So, as I said, we have a really robust website, so it will tell you if you're deferred. We have people who come and donate after they have a baby, but that's for you and your doctor.
Right.
Some people have low iron or iron deficiencies, and that would be one thing that would defer you, because we do test your iron level. It has to be a certain number for you to donate.
So the reason, again, you're on the first episode this year is September 9th. It's Friday.
Yes.
You're going to have the 9/11 Never Forget blood drive at the Waterloo Regional Training Center, which is at 1925 Newell Street in Waterloo. In the past, we've always had these at Fire Station 1. The problem with having them at Fire Station 1 is last year, right? Last year we had it. The entire week beforehand was beautiful. It was 70 degrees, sunny, and we had the doors open to the apparatus floor. It was absolutely perfect. The day of the drive itself, we had it at 90 degrees because it was 95 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that?
There are regulations. It's not comfortable for donors to donate above a certain temperature. Some of our equipment does not work below a certain temperature or above a certain temperature. But a lot of donors get really warm after they donate. And so just that warmer temperature just makes for reactions.
Right. And full disclosure, it's not, I don't feel anyone's fault that it happened this way. The blood drive is done on the apparatus floor where we keep the fire trucks. The fire trucks don't have to be air conditioned. You know, so we had air conditioners brought in, but the building itself is a gigantic 6-bay, car-wise, 4-deep garage that was built in 1969. It wasn't built to be cooled this way. We can barely keep it warm in the wintertime.
Yeah.
By going out to our regional training center, it's going to be in a completely climate-controlled, air-conditioned building that honestly is probably better set up for blood donation than the fire station is. Don't be alarmed that it's out at the edge of town on Newell Street. It's totally safe. There's plenty of parking. You'll probably see some fire trucks out there training as we go. And it's going to be a really good experience, I hope, out there.
It is. I think it'll be great. We have to have the air conditioning. I remember when we first started this drive 5 years ago, the first couple of years, we could keep that bay pretty cool with those air conditioners that were brought in. But it seems like our summer is extending more and more into September. So it's just we had to just change the site for the comfort of everyone. And especially our donors.
Right.
We have criteria we have to go through, and we have a min-max temperature that it can be at.
And not just the donors, but the workers. They're there the whole day. You know, they're on their feet. They're hustling because they know people want to get through this as quickly as they can. How many beds, booths? How many do we have for this one?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. 2, 4, 6. I bet we had 10 or 12 beds, and probably 8 health histories at the last drive.
Yeah.
And of course, last year it was the 20th anniversary. We started the drive on the 15th anniversary, so
It was the 5th Waterloo fire related one,
Yes.
but the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
And so this will be the 6th. I just really ask people to go online and make an appointment. Choose your time you want to donate. We have it set up where we're going to have a room for health histories and a room for collection.
Right.
And there's a hallway in between. So we do that out of their blood drives, and it works just great. So we're very pleased that emergency management and you are allowing us to use that air-conditioned space.
Absolutely.
It'll be good for everyone.
Absolutely, and that's what we want. We want the best product.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will get the best results as well. So I go online, I sign up for my time.
Yep.
I show up how early? Let's say I sign up for a 1 p.m. donation. How early should I be there?
You can be there. We suggest coming in if you signed up for 1, you said, I would suggest being there 5 minutes before. You can be there 15 minutes before or up to 15 minutes after, and still kind of be able to check in for your blood appointment time.
Right.
When it gets to be after that, then our computer automatically counts you as a walk-in.
Okay.
But we're gonna take you anyway.
Right. Walk-ins are welcome.
Walk-ins are welcome.
So I walk in. What am I going to expect then? What do I do?
You will sign in. You'll need an ID, your driver's license or your blood donor card or the app, and it has to be a photo ID. So you get checked in, and hopefully people will go online and do Rapid Pass. So if you do Rapid Pass that day, that is your health history questions and your reading before you even get to the drive, and that's going to save you 15 minutes.
Awesome.
So for busy people, we're all busy. That would be what I would suggest. You're going to get checked in. We're going to make a name tag out for you. The staff's going to take you back. If you do Rapid Pass, they're going to just ask you a couple questions. They're going to take your temperature, your blood pressure, your pulse, take an iron, prick your finger, and take a drop of blood to check your iron. And then you're really ready to donate.
Awesome. How long is a typical donation time last? From the time they stick me in the arm until they pull it out, how long?
Well, for me, it's about 5 minutes, but the average is probably 5 to 15 minutes. I really suggest people drink a lot of water that day. It's going to go better for you. It's going to keep you hydrated. It just will be better. And don't drink a lot of caffeinated things that day or the day before. Kind of cut down. Caffeine and carbonated beverages deplete your iron. So
I did not know that.
Be sure you're eating well.
Right. As a former paramedic, it's a whole lot easier to hit a well-hydrated vein than to someone that is dehydrated to start with.
You're right.
So it's for your own benefit. I'm sure the phlebotomists that are working are excellent shots and have done a million times more than I have, but IV misses happen, and you just try to help yourself out and have a big old glass of water before.
Drink a lot of water. And if I'm at a blood drive, which I'll be at that blood drive, I'm going to ask them if they want a bottle of water while they wait. If they have to wait, do you want a bottle of water? So,
once I'm done donating, besides getting that peace of mind that I've helped out my fellow bits of humanity, what other kind of good stuff am I going to get?
well, we have water and a variety of juices, and we have packaged snacks. In the past, the fire department has also provided home-baked goodies. I don't know if that's going to happen this year, but I guess you and I will figure that out after this. So
Right.
We want you to have a snack. We want you to have something to drink. It's important to have something to eat and drink to get that sugar level back up. And note that our little mini Oreos have the most iron content of anything in those packages.
So what I'm hearing is Oreos are
surprise.
basically a health food.
Yeah.
They're good for you. If minis are good, the regular size have to be better.
And one of the collections people pointed that out to me, so I read all the packages, and she's so right. But it is kind of interesting. I don't know what's in them that makes them higher in
You
iron.
dip them in the milk, and then you've got some calcium too. It's really kind of a power food.
I don't know.
Now I've
You
talked
could say
myself
that.
into it.
I'm sure the doctors won't agree with you, but
Well, did I read also that for a limited number there'll be free T-shirts or donor shirts?
we have T-shirts. So they're kind of awesome. They're kind of I don't know, would you say dark green? I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of a medium green. They say donor on them. So while supplies last, we've We've ordered a lot of them, so hopefully make your appointment early. We have just certain sizes. They package them and kind of know what sizes will be at drives. And then also we have a national partner, Suburban Propane, which they're kind of an East Coast company. But this drive has been chosen for each donor to get a $10 e-gift card.
Awesome.
And it will be emailed to the donor probably within 30 days of their donation.
What'll be a good number? How many people we did good this year?
Yeah, we have a goal of 50.
50 units.
50 units. So we figure we need about 20% more people to sign up because people forget and some people are deferred. So I think there's probably 70 some appointment slots on that. If people start signing up now and we see that there's going to be a really good response, we'll see if we can raise that goal.
Awesome. Another beautiful thing about podcasts is I don't know how you listen to a podcast without it being on your phone, on your computer, on your tablet. What's the website to sign up to donate blood? Because I know whoever's listening to this, you have it in front of you.
Yes. You can actually download the app from your Play Store, and it's the Red Cross Blood Donor app. You can make your appointment through that once you install it. If you already are a donor and haven't installed that app, I suggest you do that. And actually all your stats and your past donations will pop into that app. If you've never donated blood before, we welcome you to go to www.redcrossblood.org and sign up for the drive, or you can just call 1-800-RED-CROSS and sign up.
Awesome. Did we miss anything? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm not really. We got in a lot of stuff. I just, we talked about the decline, about 20% decline, and really encourage you to think about, be mindful and think about your donation. And if you want to donate in honor of someone.
Oh, right. That's something that you would just do as you sign up.
No, I think just think in your head, okay,
gotcha.
I know Jim and he's going through cancer treatments and I'm going to make this donation in honor of him.
Yeah,
in memory of someone.
There's not a firefighter that I know that can't think of someone.
Yes.
So you don't have to be a firefighter. Obviously, hopefully this podcast goes out to a lot more than that, but everybody can donate because everybody's needed to donate.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Judy, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. We will see you on September 9th.
We will. It's going to be a fun day.
It is going to be a great
day. I look forward to this drive every year.
Good. You do too. Awesome. Very good.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.